Right, I've got a couple of things in front of me. I'm going to go one by one, and they're my mum's things, and I'm stealing them because she's not able to responsibly kind of do anything anymore. She hasn't been for a long time, but I wasn't aware of all these things, which is offensive to me. You've attempted to destroy my heritage, and I don't exactly know who you are, but the main culprit is the pharmaceutical industries that have pushed these psychiatric drugs, and obviously a deletion of history. Not understanding that perhaps savage and violent histories can be pacified, and that actually the individuals that do have a background of heroicism and savageness and daring and courage are the very individuals that have the potential to change and redirect that courage into new arenas of peace. And this is what the English have done. This is why I first and foremost am English. My name is English. I'm a wise I know from Kent, from Plymouth, from wherever we were. I think in London, I think there were clockmakers. I look forward to learning more about that. First and foremost, I'm English. Secondly, I think I'm Scottish. And that's where we get the flag. That's where we get the Union Jack. Look, it's right there on the Australian flag. That is the combination of the St. George Cross and the Scottish flag. This is Britain. Great Britain is the whole thing. The United Kingdom, if all hell broke loose, would, if under the worst circumstances, Great Britain would be Great Britain. It would be England and Scotland together forever, united. Together forever, united and strong we are. I'm not very good at jingles. Thirdly, I'm Australian. Australia is a wonderful concept. Once I get to the bottom of what that concept is, it's a weird and wacky thing. Fourthly, I'm Tasmanian. And actually, Tasmanian goes in a whole different thing. Tasmania actually trumps English. But Tasmania doesn't really exist. Okay. Tasmania is the Switzerland you didn't know you had to have. And now you do. Toblerone, thank you so much for the wonderful Christmas gift. I appreciate it very much. I hope that soon the reception will be returned and I can speak to Siobhan. Thank you for the gift. After that, I'm Western Australian. I'm born here. My attachment to Western Australia doesn't exist in the system of nationalities. I am born here. I am attached, but not permanently. If all hell broke loose, if I was absolutely, stricken and disturbed with the world and could possibly somehow acquire my property that I was a boy, that I grew up on, that I was born on. I was born with my Scottish deerhound. We were born on the same day. Its name was Sky. And we, along with my cat Jellybean, would roam that 18 acres of mostly bush, revegetation, I'm guessing. That is my home. I don't refer it to any of the names that my mother called it, although I respect that she called it those things. It doesn't have a name, but I know every tree, every every pile of rocks, almost every shrub, a lot of it's changed. And I really do hope that the jarrah tree and the red gum tree especially, and there's a hollowed out tree on the subdivided portion boundary that was my fort. I hope that's still there. There is a small patch of she oaks up in the far back corner of the back block along the fence line there. There's a beautiful little patch down on the inside of where the paddock used to be. There's a pine tree in the centre of where the paddock used to be. I don't know if the paddock's still there, that I planted. One day, hopefully, my grandkids could climb. Like the tree, I would climb the closest pine tree, which I don't know whether it would still be there. There was a close pine tree right next to the house, and my brother and I would climb to the very top of that and actually shake the thing back and forth. Sounds incredibly dangerous right now, but I'm so blessed of the neglect that I don't consider neglect, because it forged me into who I am. Neglect is your words, and I point them right back at you all. Neglect is in the eye of the beholder. So I'll leave that there. This is a badge from Montana Silversmiths. It's got a beautiful horse on it, and there's a belt buckle. If I had a belt, but I do have a belt. That's my yeehaw. Montana. Individual named Paul Wheaton lives in Montana. He lives in he refers to himself as the Duke of Permaculture. I better pick up the Swiss. I better pick up the Toblerone container. I don't know why that happened to fall off just then. He's a crazy rogue developer. Was the voice in my ears for a lot of time. I think a brilliant software developer or something like that. He's in the computer world, but he's kind of put that aside to work on permaculture, and that's in Montana, and I'd love to visit. And then I love just Yellowstone, you know what I mean? Yellowstone. Kevin Costner. Dances with Wolves. That's not in Montana, but Waterworld. Amazingly inspirational. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to nick that, Mum. I've never seen you wear it, and I just kind of feel like it's mine. This is a also, I don't think I mentioned this yet, and I've kind of forgotten because I got upset about my property. This is a clan badge. It says from the Gaelic clan, meaning family. For over 1,000 years, the Scottish clan system has given many Scots their surname, pride and sense of community. We share in this unique history and influence today by providing for you the crests of the clans made in the very heart of Scotland. And this is the Scottish clan crest badge. Of the Cameron clan. Bound arrows. Bound arrows, which means peace. The clan system, probably misinterpreted by a lot of people and kept as a type of last resort, only to be initiated and invoked under extreme circumstances and with full respect to the current monarch, King Charles, and his son, William. I'm going to chuck this badge on. Right above my logo. I've put it just a tiny little bit too low, but his eye can still see. And I symbolically revoke any powers